friends, and welcome again to another Echocalypse video!
So in this video we'll be talking about Aiken and describing her skills and utilities and everything that you need to know about her, specifically how you should build her on her chimeras and what substats you need to focus on. Many players are focusing on the wrong substats, specifically for crit rate. It's good, crit rate is always good, but it's not the main substat that you need to put on Aiken. I'll be talking about everything and explaining why and what's the logic about it. Now, every special unit or special summon unit like Chimera, like Levia, like Griff, like Aiken will always have a rerun. And I said this when they released Aiken at the start of the game, and I said that she will have a rerun, of course, and she's one of the great units in this game, specifically with the rework that they did for her, different than the other versions. So let's go and talk about Aiken. First of all, you need to know that Aiken is a Bifrost, just like your leader. So if you go, this is what's good about her. When you start your account, or if you want to pick her up, they will give you your leader. Your leader is a Bifrost, and they will give you a free Fenriru, which is a Bifrost. As you see, they synergize with each other. Of course, I have Dina as an addition. Now, Aiken is a unit that can go and work with every single lineup. Like, probably she will work with all the lineups because she deals the massive AoE damage. She's the only unit in the game so far to start off with full rage and deal damage to all of the units, massive damage, and double taps if you have her built up. Let's talk about her really quick. So, first of all, she gives resistance to magic 10% even if she's not deployed for the allies of Bifrost team. Even if she's in the assist position, which is really great. And she gives 10 attack plus 10 attack again, so 20% attack if you activate her. If you start her up, she will get these, so at 4 stars and at 6 stars. Now, let's talk about her skills, which will make her really great. First of all, we have her auto attack skill, which increases the chances for her to restore rage, which is absolutely a phenomenal thing. So she will hit 2 units in front of her, which is really great. 88% magical damage, which is not bad actually, with a 50% chance to restore 1 rage. Restoring 1 rage will enable her to go and use her ultimate more and more. So at 0 stars, you will have her at 50%, then it will go to 2 rage if you have her at 2 stars, but with 50%. At 4 stars, she will go 100% restore rage every time she auto attacks, which is really great. The pinnacle point that you need to build her at is 3 stars, and we'll be talking about that now. So her ultimate, and at 0 stars, so she starts and hits at AoE damage with 100% magical damage to all enemies, with a bonus true damage equal to 5% of the target's max HP up to her attack, 100% of her attack. So this gives you an idea. She's a damage dealer for magic, plus she deals true damage up to percentage of the enemy's max HP and can't exceed her attack. So if you build her more up on attack, the more the damage that will be according to the max HP of the enemies. So if you're fighting a boss and the boss have so much HP and you hit them 5% of the HP, if you go to stage 6, 7, 8, 9 versus the bosses, the HP pool will be bigger. It means the 5% will be chunkier. It means you need to build her on more attacks so you can get more result by her, which is absolutely crazy I found around her. So at 1 star it goes to 6%, which I have her. At 3 stars, now she becomes a unit that deals even more damage because she will deal double tap. And the double tap, what we talk about, is 20% of the 130%. So she deals 130% magic damage to all enemies, then deal true damage to them, and she doesn't exceed her attack. And then she recasts again when she does her ultimate and deal 20% of the damage that she already did. 20% of it, she will gonna apply it again, and she will have true damage 20% of the 20%, not complete 20%. So 20%, she will deal additional true damage. So she has a potential to deal true damage, and true damage is king in this game, and we'll be talking about it really so much in the future upcoming units that will not go just strictly to hit physical or magical. True damage hits everything, and it ignores shields, immunities, and everything. So this is absolutely good. Now at 5 stars, she will increase the true damage and increase the base damage. At 6 stars as well, and at 7 stars, this skill and pursuit come with a 50% crit rate. So she will hit with crit rate every time she hits her ultimate with 50% crit rate. So if you build her on 7 stars, if you're really building her, and many free-to-play players, so if people ask me, I'm free-to-play, I'm not building this, almost half of the free-to-play players are going for 7 stars. They're just saving, going for 7 stars for her. She's the first unit that they built, and this is the build that they want to go with. 50% crit rate, which means it will allow you to not go on your Chimera and roll crit rate and forget about crit rate, because she gains crit rate in other means, and we'll be talking about this. So her passive at the start of the battle for rage, as we said, and her crit, this is by 60%. Okay, so this is at 6 stars. So you start with full rage, this is what you get, and then if you go to tier 4, her crit rate and crit strength goes by 30% increase, and they will remove. So first time she starts, she gets crit rate and crit damage by 30% at tier 4 augmentation, which is absolutely crazy. And at tier 6, which I have her as free to play, I have her at tier 6. When you hit level 60, you can unlock this if you go and augment her to 6. If you hit level 40, you unlock this and you can augment her to tier 4. And at tier 4, she gets the crits, which is really free to play friendly or friendly to users, because most of the units go at tier 6 get a special thing. At 7 stars, they get a special thing. Her special thing, it's the double tap, and it's at 3 stars. Her special ability at the passive, it's at 4. So augment 4, she gets 30% crit rate, 30% crit damage, which is absolutely crazy. And it goes to 60%, which doubles. It means if we look at my Aiken stats, her crit rate is at 47%, plus the 60, plus the other 40. If we get her up there, it will be massive on her. And a crit damage, of course. I have her at damage bonus. I don't have a crit damage, which because I don't need it actually, and I'll be talking about this soon. So this is what you need to know about her. This is the augmentation that we talked, and I'm now trying to get her to augment 7, which I'll be trying to do in the future. This is the main points about her. Now, another thing in addition that you need to know about Aiken is her gear. Now, you're gonna have, if you played her event when she was released at the game, you have the Angu Larva, the small one, which is the prototype Angu Larva, which will give her at the start, at level 1, it will give you a 3% increase in her skill damage for every enemy that she can't hit. So she can't, let's say, there's units that died and she did her ultimate, so she can't hit them, so her skill increases by its damage. If she does her auto attack, she can hit only 2 units, so the other 4 units she can't hit. So 3 multiplied by 4 makes her deal more damage to these 2 units in specific, and it goes 4%, 5%, and if it everybody will have it at 4%, at 5%. It means everybody will have it at 3 stars if you played the event. If you didn't play the event, you don't need even to worry about this. Nobody wears this or use it because we have the Angu Larva, which is the SSR version. And straight off the bat, when you start the game and you start with this, it will be at level 1 with 5%. It means at the 3 stars mark that we had on the SR version or the prototype. So at level 2, I have it at 1 star. It means it will increase by 10%, which is absolutely amazing. It increases more and more, and it goes up to 10%. Then at 3 stars, when you get it to 3 stars, your crit strength will increase by 20%. Your crit damage will increase by 20%, which is crazy actually. And if you max it up to 5 stars, or you go to 5 stars, it will be by 30%. Absolutely a monster unit, and her gear is important. You need at least 1 copy of her gear so you can enable this function, which will help you a lot on damage. Now, one more thing we need to talk about before I talk about the guild, about the gears, which is in the leisure center. If we go and check the tree of Aiken, it's the main tree, so you can upgrade Fenriru, upgrade Dina, upgrade Shelly, Stara, Nico, so you can get to the 100 and more than that. The Weapon of Science, her passive. And look, I got it to 100, and it has crit resistance reduced for the enemy for 30% by 2 rounds. What does this mean, crit resistance? So I reduce their crit resistance, okay? Let's say their crit resistance at 0. It's already at 0 from the start of the battle, and I reduce it by 30%. So it does nothing? Absolutely not. It does wonders. What happens is they will have minus 30% to get crit. So it means plus 30% crit rate on Aiken, on your team members, because it's a debuff that reduces the enemies that she hits with the Weapon of Science, with her passive. So when she hits these enemies, they will have minus 30%. Let's say if they have 0, it's just an example, because this will never happen. She will get them to minus 5, minus 10. They will always have crit resistance. But if we get her to, and if you max it out, of course, 40%. But at 30%, let's say we got them to minus 30%, it means I have plus 30% crit rate on my Aiken now to crit on them, or any other unit on my lineup to crit on these units, which is very, very important. Negative value equal positive value on the enemy lineup, or on your allies. If your allies has apply negative value on the enemy, these negative value, you can add it to yourself, it's a positive value, which is absolutely crazy. And this is why I don't recommend building her on crit rate or whatever. So let's talk about her gears. First of all, we said her super, she deals true damage, and the true damage she will gain from max HP, max attack of her, and deals it to max HP of the enemy. So the enemy, if you're facing tanks, oh, this is heaven for Aiken, because she's gonna shred them for their max HP. But let's say she can't do it because her attack is low. This is why you need to build her on attack set. Of course, attack bonus will get you more attack, and you will have a crit rate on it and hit rate, so you don't miss your chances. Now, what's the best gears to have her, or the best chimeras? What I'm wearing on her is damage bonus and hit. Is this the perfect one? No, of course it's golden, it's perfect. But because I don't have any single piece that gives me attack bonus in decent ways, so I'm using the damage bonus as a substat. This is the perfect substat to use. 3 stats that you need to consider on Aiken. Hit rate first and foremost, then attack, then a damage bonus. Then pierce, then damage bonus. The damage bonus is the last one, is the alternative if you don't have hit rate, if you don't have attack, and if you don't have pierce. Why pierce is good? Because you go through their shields when you deal the magic damage. Not the true damage. The true damage will go through shields, but the magic damage will not go through the shields. So I don't have attack, so I have hit, and I have crit rate. So more crit rate, more damage bonus. I wish the damage bonus is attack bonus for her. This will help me a lot for my true damage, actually, to deal a lot of damage actually versus the bosses as well. So keep it in mind. First of all, you need to have her on attack, second hit, then pierce, then your last option. If you don't have all of these, put her on damage bonus. Her damage is crazy, and damage multiplier goes with everything. So even it adds the magical, adds the true damage, adds everything. You're gonna buff your damages. So this was it for Aiken. Everybody were asking me, the ones that I have in my guild, the one on my Discord, oh, I built her on this set, crit damage and crit rate, crit damage and crit rate. As you see, I have crit damage and crit rate. I can give it to her very easily. I have it on crit strike here. I have it on you, I think, on my leader. I have crit damage on my leader, and I have crit rate on her. Actually, I have crit rate on Fenrir. I can give them these weapons or these options for her to have more damage as crit rate and crit damage. But she has crit rate and crit damage on her passives and on everything. So it's a must build to have her on attack, and then hit, then pierce, then go for damage. If you don't have these, it's the best substitute. And I'm so lucky to have them at golden on her gears, which is absolutely crazy for me. I have hit and damage bonus, perfect. I have crit rate and damage bonus. I wish it was attack percentage, not flat attack. Don't go for flat attack, it's bad. Go for attack percentage. And yeah, that was it for the video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.